Well, hello, I'm Jeannette Koczela, and today I'm going to share with you a step for how you can build an engaged audience on social media. And I'm going to share with you how to make the most of your interaction with your ideal client on social media. Now, building a community starts and ends with attracting and interacting with the right group of people. But who are they? If you've already found your community, you'll know they're the ones who can't get enough of your content or coaching, the ones who share your passion and a common interest and goal. That's really all there is to it. But the key is making sure you've thrown in your lot with the right community. Prevailing wisdom says, provide the right content and offers, and the clients and customers you want will flock to you. But once you've identified the right client and created powerful content for them, you need to focus on making it easy for them to find you. That's where social media plays its vital part. So let's jump in and find out how to build an engaged audience on social media. And the first step is to know your ideal client. To make the most of your interaction with your ideal client on social media, you need to know as much about them as possible: their habits, goals, dreams, challenges, preferences, past, and what they will spend money on. In fact, what they will spend money on is more important than how much they make. Before you can figure out which specific client would be ideal for you, you need to first know yourself. You can identify people who would make great clients till the cows come home. But if your personalities and methodologies don't mix, you won't make a strong connection. Think back to high school or even earlier. If you weren't a total loner, then there were groups or types of friends you gravitated towards, right? You either belonged to the nerds or the jocks, the cheerleaders or the feminists, or the band people, and so forth. Sharing a common interest also proved to be a bonding agent, sometimes overriding personality, but only to a certain extent. For example, you might have been friends with people when you belonged to the same club, like the photography or drama club. You had the most fun when you and your fellow group members geeked over your particular interest. You had the most fun when you were socializing with people like you who appreciated the things that excited and interested you, and vice versa. That's not something you can fake over the long term. And even if you do successfully fake an interest in an activity or goal that leaves you cold, you'll be bored to death or become burned out very quickly. So find a community you can really feel in sync with, because that's going to be paramount to your success. So, what is your passion? What makes time pass in no time at all? No pun intended. What could you talk about for hours? Where does your experience lie? What do you like to help people with? And what do people always ask you for help with? If you take the time to sit down and really ponder these questions, not just gloss over them quickly, you'll be close to also identifying the sort of person who is your ideal client. Not someone who is an exact clone, but who shares key interests, goals, and communication styles. Dig deep. Don't just think about the obvious events in your past. Especially look for activities or times in your life which you might have totally took for granted. Say you were happiest, for example, when you hung out at the equestrian center and took horseback riding lessons. Don't just stop there and say, "Oh, I should be doing something with horses." Instead, dig deeper. Ask yourself, why? What was it about the equestrian center, about riding, about horses, that made me so happy? How did it make me happy? When was this? What has changed since then? Who made it wonderful for me? The horses, the people? What was it about them that made hanging out with them such fun? Notice that what you're actually doing here is asking yourself questions that all start with who, when, where, how, why, and what. If you're having trouble thinking up the right questions concerning your past, your passions, and your interests, start with one of these 6 words, and the rest of the question should come to you easily. You may discover that it wasn't the horses you loved so much as being in the fresh air, or that you loved that particular time because you were all competitors on a team, and team building is what really lights you up. Once you've identified areas of interest that you loved, and perhaps still love, don't stop there. Take a look at your personality. What style of interaction do you favor? Are you intuitive or logical? Introverted or extroverted? Conservative or a risk taker? Creative or structured? Disciplined or spontaneous? Impulsive or cautious? Do you prefer to coach one-on-one, or are you more comfortable with groups? Do you like large groups or small groups? Do you prefer to teach live or pre-record lessons? Is your communication style suited more to talking or writing? Do you like presenting webinars or videos, writing posts, or producing audio files and podcasts? When you understand what makes you tick, you'll be much more confident in choosing the right ideal client and the right community where you can hang out and make money and be thanked for charging people. But we're not even done yet. Once you've asked yourself these questions and answered them, turn the questions back onto your community. How do they best like to learn? Will they read a blog post before they'll sign up for a webinar? Participate in a webinar before they'll listen to a podcast? Listen to a podcast before they'll read a PDF? Brainstorm all these questions and answers on paper in whatever way is most comfortable and inspiring for you. You may want to take a pad of paper or your favorite pen and go out and sit in the conservatory with gentle music playing, or journal your thoughts, or use your favorite research template, or fire up your favorite mind mapping software. A free and easy way to start mind mapping is with Canva Mind Maps. And to find that, just go to canva.com and search for the Mind Maps area. Then print out your results and highlight common points or answers that really resonate with you. You may be asking, what does all this have to do with building an engaged audience on social media? What answering these questions does is it makes it much easier for you to pinpoint your ideal community and engage with it. Your next easiest step: join a Facebook group that focuses on your topic. For example, if you're a foodie photographer, find foodie groups or find photography groups, but be specific about it. And don't join large public groups. You'll be lost in all the noise. Plus, you don't need the trolls and drama that litter huge public groups. Also, don't join generic groups. Do your best to find the groups closest to your unique specialty mix. And the way to do that is first select groups in the left-hand vertical menu in your Facebook feed. Then search with specific keywords when searching for groups closest to your market and area of interest. And as you can see, Facebook will instantly serve up all the groups it can find relevant to your specific keywords. Then you can make an informed choice. For example, you might join the Food Photography Tricks group. If you teach food photography, since you will connect with people looking to do more with their food photography, people interested in learning techniques and pro tips. Next, focus on paying attention to what type of content incites these group members to respond. Do they like daily challenges, or will they turn up their nose in favor of a fun quiz? Will tough talk post get them to comment and share, or are they more likely to communicate via Messenger? Do they always comment on Facebook Live videos, Or do the videos get met with 0 comments? Does the group get more high responses to polls or infographics? Whatever it is, meet them where they are most comfortable and you'll enjoy a much more active community. Spend time in these groups, make notes, and keep spreadsheets if you really want to learn what engages these communities and what seems to leave them cold. One final tip about Facebook groups. Choose closed groups that do allow for promotion, but not overly so. For example, don't join a group dedicated to nothing but presenting offers if you want to find your best customer, because what that will do is help you find your best competitor. Instead, choose a group where, say, 1 day a week is set aside for promotion, like Website Wednesday feature where everybody can share their website URLs, or where you can promote certain types of business features. And do use hashtags. Look for groups that have their own hashtags. For example, your group that allows you to promote your URL might also require you to put a hashtag Website Wednesday at the beginning of the post. You can also use hashtags on other social networks that allow hashtags, such as Pinterest, Instagram, and Twitter. Just be sure to check exactly how hashtags work on each distinctive social media network. For example, hashtags are used in the caption field in Instagram, whereas on Pinterest, the only place you can actually click on or search a hashtag is a pin's description. And finally, it doesn't matter if you're a member of a specialty group or if you've created one yourself. Get busy now preparing the sort of content that community loves and start sharing. And tomorrow I'll give you another tip on how to build an engaged audience by learning how to brand yourself on social media. So I'll see you then.